Leave the bullshit in the past, we never run behind it. I'm too busy spreading the truth, I feel like Cousin Johnny. Never know who's spreading hate, they always done it quietly. Struggle taught me to spread my wings like I was born a pilot. What we talking about, eat this facts or conspiracies? Facts. Just relax, I'ma give you these views from my point of view. I know what you going through. Trust me, I done it too. We know you uncomfortable. This my story, Cousin Johnny, let me run it through. This my story, Cousin Johnny, let me run it through. We tired of they little shows, we need something new. This my story, Cousin Johnny, let me run it through.
So man, everybody know what time it is. You tuned into the realest show in the state. Let's talk with Cousin Johnny. We got a guest today. Tell everybody what your name is and spell it out for us.
Hey everybody, my name is Taylor, Taylor. My Instagram is I'm.TaylorJ. That's Jae.
Welcome to the show, Taylor.
Thank
so where you from?
I'm from Lafayette, born and raised.
So how was it growing up in Lafayette?
Honestly, I had a pretty good childhood. You know, it wasn't anything that I really had to go through, honestly. You know, I was a good student. I got good grades. I paid attention. You know, I was well raised, honestly. And I think that's where I am now, just because I was raised well, to be honest. But now I see how difficult it is being from a small city. I can see that now, to be honest.
So, like, what kind of elaborate on some of those difficulties that you feel that, you know, comes with being from a small town?
Opportunity, to be honest. Opportunity, in just trying to make it in general, because Lafayette is a small city, Louisiana, you know, decent state, but Louisiana is last in just about everything, healthcare, education, you know, so being from a state like that, opportunity, it's hard to make it out of a state like that. It's not impossible, but it makes it more difficult, you know, as opposed to being from New York, California, or something like that. So, I mean, the odds are, you know, kind of stacked against us in a way, to be honest.
And I kind of agree with you to a certain degree on that. You know, being from a small city, you can face some adversity and difficulties when trying to, you know, open up a business or do different things. But, you know, one thing I do like about Louisiana is small, and, you know, it's a lot of opportunity in my eyes for the fact that a lot of people may not be doing some of the things that we trying to do, which means that, you know, the industry is wide open. Like you go to New York or Houston, it's probably everybody trying to do something as far as a small business.
It's saturated.
So, right, saturated big time. But, you know, it's our job to make sure that we educate people and let them know, you know, what we can bring to the table and maybe start a wave. So, you know, I feel like with not that many people doing that from Louisiana, the market's kind of wide open. So, you know, I do definitely get what you're saying, you know, from a smaller town. It's harder to get seen because, you know, everybody may not have the same hustle that you have.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point that you just said. I think that more people who are trying to, you know, do more, reach more, that'll inspire other people to do the same thing, you know, and so it really can create a movement.
So what transpired in life or motivated you, you know, to say, hey, I want to pursue a healthy life and, you know, potentially I want to learn more about fitness and health?
Honestly, I feel like this is a story for a lot of people. I went through a bad breakup, to be honest, and I really just let myself go, pretty much. I wasn't really, you know, I was always athletic. I played sports growing up, so I worked out a lot and whatnot. But when I got into this relationship, I basically stopped doing all those things. So I stopped working out. I stopped eating how I was eating before. And I gained weight. And when this relationship failed, it really showed me how I let myself go because I was no longer with this person. It was just me by myself. So it really gave me the time to see how I let myself go pretty much. So that really started it. I didn't like how I looked in the mirror. I didn't like how clothes fit me. And so I knew I had to do something, And so being that I was already athletic, working out wasn't something that I haven't done before. So I'm like, okay, if I want to love my body again, then I know what I need to do to get to where it is that I want to be. And so I literally just made a conscious decision to do that. And that's basically how it started.
And, I appreciate your honesty. I think it's a lot of individuals out there, both men and women, that, may have been through a serious breakup, may have had a death in the family or something that, that kind of pushed them back or made them get to a point to where they wasn't as motivated to push for their health. So, kind of tell us about some of the struggles that you had when you first started, your fitness journey.
Just for anybody, starting a fitness journey, of course, is not easy because you have to be committed to it. You have to, wake up every day and say, okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to do it. And as we all know, working out, eating healthy, because that's the most important thing. Eating healthy is not easy to do because if it was, everybody would do it, And so I think just really waking up and telling myself, okay, this is what I'm going to do. That was one of the biggest struggles that I went through with this journey. But once I started to see results, once I started to see that hard work paying off, that made it much easier for me because it made me realize I can do this. It's not easy. It's not easy, but I can do this,
And I agree, man. Fitness definitely not easy. You got to have a right mind frame. And,
yes, for sure.
A specific focus in order to say, hey, I'm going to do this, And a lot of people say it's mind over everything, If you train the mind, then the body going to follow.
Exactly. It's definitely a mindset thing.
Right. So fitness is very important, especially for our race, the African-American race. We struggle from so many different diseases and health things around, our health, and not even just physical health, mental health as well. So what's some advice that you may have for somebody, struggling to make that decision or struggling to stay motivated or just even start? Like, what's some advice you have for them that potentially can change their life and just make them say, you know what, I could do this?
Well, to get started, I would just say, first and foremost, have a goal in mind, because when you don't have a goal, it's kind of like you don't really know where you're going. You don't know what you're trying to do. So first and foremost, have a goal. Know what it is that you want from starting your fitness journey, and then take baby steps towards that goal every day because it is baby steps. You know what I'm saying? And as far as staying motivated, I would just say start. Like I always say, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. And like I said earlier, it was really a conscious decision that I had to make. It was something that I told myself, this is what I'm going to do. And so I did it. It has to be a conscious decision that you want to change for yourself. You want to be better for yourself. And that's another thing. Do it for yourself. Don't do it for anybody else. I did this for me, not for anybody else. And that's how I was able to keep going and how I'm still going, to be honest. So.
And I like how you tie it back to sports. You say you played sports at an early age, and that made you realize, like, hey, I did this once before, so I definitely could do it again. So you took that same mind frame from playing sports throughout school and applied that to your adulthood.
Right, exactly. I know some people, like a girl I trained in the past, actually, she had never played any sports before. Like, she was not athletic, so when I started training her, I had to start with the basic of the basics, like simple stuff that I knew or I thought was easy. I had to teach her because she had no idea what it was, simply because she was not athletic, but just because you didn't play sports or you aren't athletic, that doesn't mean you can't jump into this and get great results or have the body you want or, whatever. So it doesn't really matter if you were athletic before or not.
Hey, y'all heard it from Taylor herself. Health is wealth.
Facts.
If you ain't got no health, you ain't got no money.
Definitely.
So kind of tease us with some of the other things that you do.
So yeah, like I said, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a digital entrepreneur as well. So I invest in the foreign exchange market. So anybody interested in learning more about that, please hit me up. I would be very happy to give y'all more information on that. I do want to get into stocks too as well. I'm not into that yet, but that's also a digital asset that I want to get into. I have an online clothing boutique called Voguish Collection. I'm currently rebranding that, so I'm not actually selling anything right now. I'm just rebranding right now to relaunch. I wholesale real estate. And for anybody who doesn't know what that is, that's basically just getting a distressed property under contract and then finding somebody who's interested in buying it. For the purpose of fixing and flipping or, turning it into a rental property, whatever they want to do. So I do that, and I'm also working to get my real estate license too. So that's another thing that I'm working on currently.
Hey, so for those people out there that say, they ain't got enough time, hey, man, Taylor just real off by 10 of them things. So tell us kind of how do you go, your day by day or planning it to manage all these different things?
Honestly, that's the key word, planning. I literally have to write a to-do list daily of what I'm going to do for each individual thing, because if not, I'm going to have all these things in my head, like, okay, I have to do this at this time, that at that time, and it just gets too confusing. I forget what I have to do, and then nothing gets done. So, planning is key. Plan out your day, plan out what it is that you're going to do each day and how you're going to manage your time with all of these things. Because, it's possible as long as you're planning it and managing your time.
So when it's all said and done, what's the end game for you?
I have a lot going on, but the end game for me, I would say, like, my ultimate goal or desire, I would say, is to be a speaker. I want to be an inspirational speaker. That's something that I've always wanted to do. Speaking in front of a public crowd was always a fear of mine, and honestly, it still is. But they say sometimes the thing that you fear the most is what you need to do. And so I kind of just took that as confirmation for me, like, yes, this is something that I fear, but I want to do it, and so I'm going to do it. And I love to inspire people. I love to motivate people. I love seeing people reach their full potential. And so that would be my end goal, being an inspirational speaker, inspiring people all over the world to live out their greatest dreams, to be honest.
That's love. That's what it should be all about. Like you say, that's a true statement. You have so many true statements in that. They say humans often choose the path of least resistance. So
yes.
Just got to put it into motion. And you're doing that right now, so.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So I know you spoke on that, the kind of tough breakup drove you to, to kind of revamp and find yourself to a certain degree. Because, so many times in relationships, we can lose ourselves, especially when you love and care about somebody. You tend to put more attention on them than sometimes on your own self. So what's some advice you got for people that may be going through a tough breakup, that may have not came from a two-parent household, may have got pregnant at a young age? Like, what's some advice you have for them that, can kind of help lead them on the right road or let them know that, hey, I can do this?
I would say, honestly, I think what would work for anybody is really just finding yourself, focusing on yourself, because like you said, we get lost in relationships and even friendships, and sometimes we're so busy being around people, occupied with other people, we never take time to really get to know who we are on a deeper level. And I just think that that's so important, because sometimes when you don't know yourself, you surround yourself with people who aren't even really don't even relate to who you truly are. So I feel like that's where it begins. That's where it starts, at really just finding out who you are so you can put yourself in a better position, so you can surround yourself with people who are actually good for you. Because I mean, that's important too, surrounding yourself with people who are good for you, people who can influence you and, you know, bring that good side of you out, even if you feel like you've never had that side of you brought out before by the people around you, you know. So yeah, I would just say really trying to figure out who you are as a person and where you need to be to start off, I would say.
Yeah, that's definitely very important, you know. Like you say, you gotta know who you are, regardless of what people accept it or like it. At the end of the day, if you like it, that's all that matters. And you know, I think the world would be a better place if people stop paying so much attention to what people think about them and truly focus on what's best for them. Because what may be good for you may not be good for somebody else, or vice versa. So the main thing is having self-love, and when you got that, everything
Yes.
else gonna fall in love.
That
Either
is
people gonna rock with you or they not.
right. And honestly, self-love is the key word for me. You know, like I was saying before, you know, what I went through brought me to a very deep, dark place until I found that self-love that brought me out of that, you know, and now I'm my own person. I don't have to identify myself in a relationship with a man or with anybody. I'm my own person. I know who I am. I know why I'm here. And, you know, that's what's helped me to get to where I am now, to be honest. So self-love, man, it's important. It's very, very, very important.
And for people out there, you know, we all gonna face adversity or go through struggles in life. And you know, a lot of people don't realize it, but those same struggles and problems and issues that we have truly mold us into the individuals that we are today. That's when you really dig deep and find out who you truly are as a person. So just use that for self-motivation and understand that, hey, this happened for a reason. It's gonna help mold me to what I need to be.
Right, actually, yeah. And, you know, really knowing what you want out of life is helpful too, because when you know what you want, you can almost like position yourself to get what it is that you want. You know, you can surround yourself with those type of people because, like I said, that's important too. You have to surround yourself with people who want the best for you, who
Right,
want to
right.
see you do great. Like, people have friends who don't even clap for them when they win. They don't want to see them win, you know, and I mean, that's not good,
It's not good
obviously.
at all.
So, you know, you just want to surround yourself with good people, man, honestly.
That's facts. That's facts for sure.
First and foremost, I just want to say that self-education is the best way to go. I went to college, but I learned more things just from self-educating myself, literally going on YouTube, listening to podcasts, you know, reading, you know, all these other things that are out there that can give you so much more useful information than you can learn in school, which is insane to me, you know, but it's true. I think I learned more from just watching YouTube videos, listening to speakers and podcasts, and honestly, that's what taught me the most. And for fitness, the same too. Just going on YouTube and watching the other fitness influencers or trainers who give out this information for free. You know, it's all for free.
Right. Knowledge is power, and
Definitely.
it's everywhere now. YouTube, podcasts,
Exactly.
like you say, you can learn anything now. So it's
Yes.
all on you.
Right.
That's what Taylor's saying. Hey, it's all on y'all. It's how bad you want it.
Yes, it's out there. The information is out there. It's just, are you willing to go out there and find it and apply it to your life?
Hey, the information there, but you got to go out and get it. You got to put it into play. It ain't going to do it on its own.
Exactly. Nobody's going to do it for you. I had to learn that too. You know, you have to go out and get it for yourself. At the end of the day, if you want it, you have to go get it.
Right, that's facts. So thank you for coming out, Taylor. You know, I definitely appreciated having you on the show, especially this the first show. So, you know, we appreciate you coming out. Taylor's going to be coming back for, you know, a different show. She's going to actually dive deeper into real estate, you know, finances, marketing.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Thank you so much for having me. This was nice, and I really do appreciate it. Yeah, so if anybody wanna, contact me or connect with me, the best way to do that is on Instagram. My Instagram is I'm.Taylor, TaylorJae. I'm also offering mentorship, honestly business mentorship, but since I am currently investing in the the foreign exchange market, I am offering mentorship for anybody who's interested in starting with that. So yeah, y'all reach out to me. I'm willing to help anybody. So yeah, I think that's about it.
Appreciate it.
That's my story, cousin Johnny. Let me run it through. It's a real one. Yeah. Leave the bullshit in the past, we never run behind it. I'm too busy spreading the truth, I feel like cousin Johnny. Never know who's spreading hate, they always done it quietly. Struggle taught me to spread my